The house sat at the edge of a quiet street in a small American town where the roads were wide and the trees lined the sidewalks like silent guards. From the outside, it looked like a place where happy families lived. The paint was not peeling, the grass was trimmed, and a small porch faced the road as if it welcomed the world. But inside, the air carried a weight that could not be seen. Lily felt it every day. She was only 6 years old, small and gentle, with eyes that noticed everything and a heart that carried more than it should. She moved softly, like a shadow trying not to be seen, because she had learned that being noticed often led to something bad. Her father filled the house with a kind of fear that never left. He was tall, his steps heavy, and his presence changed everything. When he came home, the walls seemed to close in, and even the light felt dimmer. Lily could feel it before he even opened the door, like a storm that came without warning. Her mother used to bring warmth to the house. There had been a time when soft humming floated through the kitchen and gentle hands fixed Lily's hair in the morning. But that time felt far away now, like a memory that did not belong to the same place. Her mother had grown quiet, her shoulders often bent as if she carried something invisible and heavy. She watched everything with careful eyes but rarely acted. Fear lived in her too, and it kept her still. Lily saw it clearly, even though she did not fully understand it. She only knew that her mother's silence made the house feel colder. The days followed a pattern that never changed. Morning came with pale light, school passed with distant sounds, and evening returned with the same tight feeling in Lily's chest. She learned to listen for every sound, the creak of the floor, the turn of a handle, the rhythm of footsteps. Listening became her way of staying safe. One evening, the sky turned gray earlier than usual. Clouds gathered, thick and heavy, and the wind whispered through the trees. Lily sat on the floor of her room, holding her small teddy bear close to her chest. The toy had once felt soft and comforting, but now it felt like something she held just to remind herself she was still a child. She heard the door open. Her body froze. The sound of her father's steps moved through the house, slow and strong, like something that could not be stopped. Lily's heart beat faster, each beat loud in her ears. She stayed very still, hoping to disappear into the quiet of her room. In the hallway, her mother stood with her hands pressed together, her eyes filled with something that looked like both sadness and fear. She looked toward Lily's door for a moment, then looked away again, as if even that small act was too much. Time moved slowly in that house, especially at night. Lily often lay awake long after the lights were out, staring at the ceiling as shadows moved across it. The dark felt safer than the light, because in the dark she could pretend she was somewhere else. She imagined wide fields, open skies, and places where no one walked with heavy steps. But morning always came, and with it came the same walls, the same silence, and the same fear. At school, things were different but not easier. Children laughed and played, their voices bright and free. Lily watched them from a distance, unsure how to join. She wanted to run and shout like them, but something inside her held her back. Her body stayed quiet even when her heart wanted to move. A teacher once noticed her sitting alone, her small hands folded tightly, her eyes lost in thought. The teacher's face showed concern, but Lily looked down, unable to explain the storm she carried inside. Days turned into weeks, and the feeling in the house never lifted. It grew heavier, like a cloud that refused to leave. Lily stopped bringing drawings home from school. She stopped asking questions. She stopped hoping for small things like laughter or warm hugs. Instead, she focused on staying quiet and unnoticed. Her mother moved through the house like a ghost, always there but never fully present. Sometimes, late at night, Lily heard soft crying from the other room. She would hold her teddy bear tighter and close her eyes, wishing she could make it stop, wishing she understood how to fix things. But she was only 6, and the world around her felt too big and too hard. One night, a storm came. Rain fell hard against the windows, and thunder rolled across the sky. The sound filled the house, loud and wild, but for once, Lily did not feel afraid of it. The storm outside felt honest, like it showed its anger without hiding. She sat on her bed, watching flashes of light break through the darkness. For a moment, she imagined the storm washing everything away, taking the fear with it and leaving something better behind. Her mother stood at the doorway again, watching her silently. Tears slid down her face, but she did not step forward. That moment stayed with Lily. It was not just the fear she saw, but also something else, something like a wish that could not be acted on. It made Lily realize that the silence in the house was not just hers. It belonged to both of them. The next morning, the storm was gone. The sky was clear, and the world outside looked fresh and bright. Birds sang as if nothing had happened. The street looked peaceful again, just like always. But inside Lily, something had changed. The fear was still there, sitting deep in her chest, but it was no longer the only thing she felt. A small, quiet strength had begun to grow. It was not loud or bold, but it was steady. It told her that maybe things did not have to stay the same forever. At school, she sat at her desk, her hands resting in front of her. The room buzzed with soft chatter and movement. Her teacher walked by, offering a gentle smile. Lily looked up, and for a moment, she felt the same tightness in her throat that she always did. The words she needed felt stuck, like they were locked away. But the feeling inside her pushed a little stronger this time. Slowly, carefully, she lifted her hand. It was a small movement, almost unnoticed by anyone else, but to Lily, it felt as big as the storm from the night before. Her heart raced, and her fingers trembled slightly, but she kept her hand raised. The teacher stopped and turned, giving her full attention. Lily's voice, when it came, was soft and fragile, like something new that had just been born. Even so, it was enough. That small moment broke through the silence that had filled her life for so long. Back at the house, nothing looked different. The white fence still stood, the porch still faced the street, and the trees still swayed in the wind. But change had already begun, even if it could not be seen yet. The silence that once felt endless had been touched by something new. Lily had taken the first step, small but powerful, towards something better. And for the first time in a long while, the fear did not feel like it would last forever.